Sharon's pill popping is not just her problem anymore when Phil comes home to find her collapsed and Lexi playing with the pill bottle. Phil rouses her and makes her count the pills to ensure Lexi hasn't taken any, but he faces the fact she's an addict and throws her out. Later, Sharon turns up to Lexi's court hearing and Phil is horrified to learn that Lola knew Sharon was on the pills, but still left her daughter with her. Lola's mortified and thinks she's lost her baby, but Billy begs Phil to let her have Lexi. Will he relent and forgive her? Meanwhile, Jack is back and says homeless Sharon and Dennis can stay at his, while she tries to win back the hard-hearted Mitchell bruv. Lauren's booze problem deepens as she gets drunk in the Vic and is rebuffed by Joey, although he later takes her for a walk to try and sober her up. She promises Tanya she hasn't got a problem, and Tanya gives her some money to go out with her mate Hannah, only there is no Hannah and she gets drunk at the allotment. Patrick encourages her to open up to Tanya and she finally accepts she has a problem when she can't remember the last day she didn't have a drink. Next, it's Corey. Ryan overhears Gary and Tina arguing after she tears strips off him for tackling Tommy and making Rita suspicious. Will he keep a lid on it? Hardly. Ryan tells Katie he heard them arguing about a kiss, and Tina begs her not to ruin Izzy and Gary's relationship for the sake of Gary's rash act. Tina is sick of the family's interference and takes steps to reclaim her life by packing in her job at the yard and taking on extra shifts at the pub. Rob and Peter's standoff isn't helped when a coffee machine leaks all over the bookie's floor as Rob is getting hot and heavy out the back with Tracy. Peter tells Carla he can't work with him anymore, so she asks Rob to return to the factory. But he's not going back in at the top. Michelle kicks him out of a client meeting. Carla tries to appease him by making him head of distribution, but he's still vengeful and plans to get an order of silk stolen from the underworld van. And Ches decides it's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy. He starts pumping weights and turns up to a date with Sinead with a whole new look. Not that she thinks it's cool. Finally, we visit Emmerdale. Cameron gets a moment of respite when Declan fails to get planning permission for the festival, although he presses on with his plans anyway. Cameron is hiding his problems behind a pretense of depression, although Chaz gets suspicious when Dr. Abbott is mystified when she thanks him for helping them. When Cameron again goes AWOL, she's certain that he's having an affair, but he's actually busy gagging while dragging Alex's remains to a new plot. He panics when he sees a string of calls on his phone and deliberately drives into a tree to obscure what he's really up to. Meanwhile, Chaz is packing his things to kick him out, but when they hear about his accident, Chaz and Jenny rush to his bedside. The doctor won't prescribe stronger drugs for Rona, so she takes drastic action, stealing Valium from the vets. Will they get struck off? And Debbie may be getting in over her head with Kirk. She leaves the kids with Robbie so she can rendezvous with him. But is Kirk about to go too far?